जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। श्री राधा माधव की, शिला प्रभुपाद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Vishpurjayan. Can you repeat? Sorry? Oh, sorry. We will read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 16, text number 23. Okay. 16. 23. You heard upside down. Sorry. But I will read 22 later. Okay. Sorry. Vishpurjayan Aja Gavam Dhanuhu Swayam Yadacharat Kshamam Avishahyam Ajo Tada Nililyur Dishi Asanto Langalam Udyamya Yatha Mrigendraha Vishpurjayan ajagavam dhanu swayam. Vishpurjayan ajagavam dhanu swayam. Yadda charat kshamam avishahyam ajo. Yada charat kshamam avishahyam ajo. Tada nililyu dishi dishi asanto. Tada liliyu dishi dishi asanto. Langulam udyamya yatha mrigendraha. Langulam udyamya yatha mrigendra. Vishpurjayanna jagavam dhanu swayam. Yada charat kshamam avishahyam ajo. Tada nililyu dishi dishi asanto. Langulam udyamya yatha mrigendra. Can read. Oh, sorry. Yada charat shamam avisayam ajo. Tada nihiliyu dishi dishi asanto. Langulam udyamya yatha mrigendra. Vishpurjayan, vibrating. Ajagavam, made of the horns of goats and bulls. Dhanuhu, his bow. Swayam, personally. Yada, when. Acharat, will travel. Shamam, on the earth. Avisahyam, irresistible. Ajo, in battle. Tada, at that time. Nililyu, will hide themselves. Dishi dishi, in all directions. Ashanta, demoniac man. Langulam, tail. Udyamya, keeping high. Yatha, as. Mrigendra, the lion. When the lion travels in the forest with his tail turned upward, all the menial animals hide themselves similarly. When King Prithu will travel over the kingdom and vibrate the string of his bow, which is made of the horns of goats and bulls, and is irresistible in battle, all demoniac rogues and thieves will hide themselves in all directions. Please repeat, when the lion travels in the forest with its tail turned upward, all menial animals hide themselves. Similarly, when King Prithu will travel over the kingdom and vibrate the string of his bow, which is made of the horns of goats and bulls, and irresistible in battle, all demoniac rogues and thieves will hide themselves in all directions. Okay, I read 22 as well. Ayam maham gain dudubhedhidharaja prajapatir vrithihara prajanam yo lilayadrin swasarasha kotya bhindan samam gam akarodhyatendra. The king, the protector of the citizens, is an extraordinary king and is equal to the Prajapati demigods. For the living facility of the citizens, he will milk the earth, which is like a cow. Not only that, but he will level the surface of earth with the pointed ends of his bow, breaking all the hills exactly as King Indra, the heavenly king, breaks mountains with his powerful thunderbolts. Okay. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It is very appropriate to compare a powerful king like Prithu to a lion. In India, Kshatriya kings are still called Singh, which means lion. Unless rogues, thieves, and other demoniac people in a state are afraid of the executive head who rules the kingdom with a strong hand, there cannot be peace or prosperity in the state. Thus, it is most regrettable when a woman becomes the executive head instead of a lion-like king. In such a situation, the people are considered very unfortunate. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna. So this is a very nice chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, where it describes the qualities and the glories of King Prithu. Of course, in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as it opens in the 4th chapter, Lord Krishna is saying, Imam vivashvate yogam proktavan aham avyam vivashvan manave praha manu rikshvakave bravit. That this knowledge, this divine knowledge of Srimad Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Lord Vivashvan in the beginning of the creation, millions of years ago. And Vivashvan spoke it to Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku. Like this, in this verse, it is clearly said that this science, this king of knowledge of Srimad Bhagavad Gita was given to saintly kings, kings who was who were addressed as Raj Rishi, means they were perfect representative of the all perfect personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, and they were ruling or administrating very well according to Lord's instructions given in Bhagavad Gita, in the Vedas, in Srimad Bhagavatam. And they were encouraging the citizens, protecting them, and giving them lots of facilities to be very spiritual and very God conscious, and to do a lot of sacrifices especially. So these kind of kings, they are very pure personalities who take this knowledge of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, of Srimad Bhagavatam, and they rule the kingdom so that people are very happy and content, and they always and the plants and the vegetables, the soil, the land is taken care very well. They are worshipped. Bhumi Devi is worshipped, and their vegetables, fruits are growing, flowers blossoming everywhere. To some degree, this is also described in the Ramayana about Lord Ram Raj, they call it. When Lord Ram was ruling, then the rain was coming only. Even Maharaj Yudhishthir or any saintly king who were ruling, the rain will come very regulated way in certain season, and especially night time. Their system of ecology was very regulated because the Devas and the Devis were very happy with the king's the way he was ruling. Of course, Lord Ram is a supreme personality, is an ideal monarch. So when he ruled, everyone in the kingdom, not only the citizens, but the animals, the plants, the rivers were very pure. And in Ayodhya, the holy river is Sarju river. Or when Dwapar Yuga, when Lord Krishna came, the Vrindavan was, everything was very, very pure. The fruits, the vegetables, the flowers. Even today, if you go to Vrindavan, although it is a bit polluted by the material presence, the auto rickshaws and all this polluted sound coming from these modern vehicles, and because of lots of people are flocking to Vrindavan Dham. So, and then Yamuna is crossing different cities, so it's not the same as in Dwapar Yuga. In Dwapar Yuga, these rivers, this whole land of Vrindavan, they were kept very, very sattvic, very pure, and the yield, the vegetables that come out of this soil were, no one used ever these chemicals to grow vegetables, chemicals, these poisons to grow all these plants, etc. So that was not existing. And the kings, they were very, very great devotees of the Lord. That's why wherever they went, there was satsang going on. You know, from time immemorial in India, most of the Indian rural areas, they grow their agriculture. They do a lot of agriculture. So there's a certain season they do agriculture, and certain season when they're waiting for the harvest, they do a lot of satsang. They do a lot of reading of the scriptures. They do a lot of bhajan, different part of India. So this is from time immemorial coming like that. But when these kings were present, when these saintly kings were present, they were making sure, they were administrating in such a way that people become very Krishna conscious, God conscious, and they have performed sacrifices, they perform the samskaras, and different varnas, different ashram were running very smoothly, Devi Varnashram, and so and so. But as his kings departed, For example, in these pastimes of Prithu Maharaj, when we hear about King Dwena, how he was and how he administrated, we immediately compare to this Kali Yuga, what's happening everywhere, where leaders, they are highly corrupted and they are administrating in such a way that they just exploit everything, exploit the citizens, exploit the land, and they are just causing a lot of harm to Mother Nature. Rivers are polluted, the sky is polluted. So many things are happening in this Kali Yuga because of these leaders who run the countries, running the world in a very wrong way. That's why Prabhupada, when he started this ISKCON society, he makes sure that he trains, he gives facility and all these books that is given, that he trains and produce brahmanas and good administrators, good leaders. This is what Prabhupada, he wanted his disciples. Of course, there is a lot of Vaishya also, those who does a lot of farming and business especially. But Prabhupada put a lot of emphasis that we create brahmanas and leaders to administrate. Is very, very important. If you don't have proper leaders in the society, then devotees become slack, they become lethargic, they lose enthusiasm, they lose, they join with great energy, they become devotees, they come by reading books and hearing a lot about our organization, but then when they come after practice for a couple of years, they couldn't get a strong energy to carry on, and slowly they lose their enthusiasm, they lose interest, and maybe after 5-10 years they just leave the ashram premises and they go back to the material world and they struggle very hard to carry on. But if we have given a good training in our Krishna consciousness, we have given a good understanding, a good way of understanding Prabhupada books, of a good a deep understanding of Prabhupada's purports and what is our mission when we become devotee and we take to Krishna consciousness, then no matter what comes on our way, we are very strongly established in our Krishna consciousness, and year goes by, decades goes by, we carry on and appreciating and enjoying and relishing every aspect of our devotion. So this is what the kings used to do. But as Kali Yuga came, as the king started to disappear, the saintly kings, as we read Bhagavatam, when Kali Yuga started to enter the kingdom, when Maharaj Parishit, he was ruling, then as Kali Yuga entered the kingdom, then things started to go differently and degradation started to come and a lot of things started to happen that was bad for the citizens. Maharaj Parishit, he tried very hard to throw away this Kali Yuga personified, but still he came and resided. This is towards the end of Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga started. And we had even in this Kali Yuga some very great kings that came to rule and administrate, but yet as Kali Yuga progresses, the leaders start to get influenced by the Kali Yuga, and they started to be victim of breaking the principles and etc., become very corrupted, and many things started to happen. That's why citizens started to become more and more dissociated with the practice of devotion, practice of sacrifices, and they started to become more and more demoniac. And this is why there is so much chaos everywhere in the world, because the world is producing a lot of people who are very much born under the influence of not proper samskaras, not very, very sad situation. And like this, slowly this age is degrading and degrading and degrading because of lack of very good, very Krishna conscious, good leaders and good kings. Shri Radha Radhanath ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. That's why when Prabhupada he came, he made utmost effort following the instruction of his spiritual master. He prepared himself in Vrindavan and took sannyas, and then he armed with all his whatever he could translate in India, especially the first, second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then he goes to try to save those whole world and give this Srimad Bhagavatam and other books that he has given, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, to this whoever whose guna is there to become a leader. If he get these books, that's why Prabhupada wanted these books to be distributed all over. But in India it was different before. Many places centuries ago the books were kept only for a certain class of people, the priesthood people or the brahmanas. The common people were not given the books. But as Kali Yuga progresses, books are given out to everyone, because you never know by reading these books who can become a good, perfect leader and lead the country, lead the world. So Prabhupada, he encouraged disciples to, that's why like we give out these books all over, like Prabhupada compared like this is like time bomb. It can explode anytime, anywhere, and shatter the demoniac qualities of people and revive the divine qualities and bring them to the premises of our society, wherever they are in the world. And who knows, many will become devotee, but one, or if you can become good leaders from this. So when Prabhupada was present already, some of the disciples, they took the position of leadership, although they came from very simple background, but they became good leaders, and they went around and they encouraged and helped devotees, congregation, temple devotees to become stronger and stronger in the path of devotion, and become and flourish and blossom and continue to grow progressively, and not become slack or lethargic in our progress. So this is what the presence of good leaders do. As Bhagavad Gita says, Yad yad acharati shreshtas tat tat evetaro jara sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. Because Prabhupada says that in this translation, whatever a great man does, common man follows. Whatever example he sets, the whole world pursues. So one who take the position of a leader, whether of a leader of a country, leader of wherever he is situated, he has to be very careful, because achar and prachar, Prabhupada have emphasized a lot. The more we follow very carefully, and the more we rule, administrate, or we do our service with a proper understanding of the purpose of Srila Prabhupada, the more we will be successful in our mission, and we will have good results. Otherwise, we'll simply, if you are not following Srila Prabhupada's mission very well, if you are not following the rules and regulations, if we are not doing our service or leading or administrating wherever we are, whether we are in a small department, whether we are holding a big position, wherever we are, this is our law book. So this is where we try to first understand, and then after that perform our service wherever we are put, wherever we are situated. So in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying that it is very appropriate to compare a powerful king like Prithu like a lion. Now when these acharyas they come, whether it was Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj, whether it was Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Maharaj, or Prabhupada, especially Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Maharaj, they also compare to be lion guru, Singha guru. Yeah, because they are very powerful. They do the work of Brahmana, of Kshatriya, everything. Because when these acharyas they come, acharya means one who teaches by example. And they are the perfect representatives of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because they are very perfectly situated in the disciplic succession. When they come, then their Shakti, their energy, their strength, it churns the society. It burns their reactions, the impurities of the citizens, of the followers, and bring out their divine qualities, the devotional qualities, and put them in the right track. This is a power of these acharyas who are addressed as Singha Guru. These kings also, like Prithu Maharaj, is addressed as a Singha, Singh. Not these things that you see nowadays in Kali Yuga. Many people, they are called Singh. In India, still from time immemorial, there was generations of Kshatriyas. Kshatriya means those who administrate. Kshatriya means those kings. Like in Rajasthan, you have these Rajput kings. In Maharashtra, you have Marathas. And in Punjab, you have the Sikh, different part of India. Some of them, they're coming down from Surya Vansa. So these are very strong warriors. Among them, a few can become leader. So these kings who are like lion-like kings, they are very bold, very strong. They are not afraid to face any situation on the battlefield. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, these kinds of kings, these kind of Kshatriyas, they look forward to, for the sake of protecting the citizen, protecting the dharma, they look forward to face demoniac people to do their work of protecting citizens. Yeah, history has, even in this Kali Yuga, has produced some very powerful warriors. Like for instance, in India, when the Goswamis, they established the temples in Vrindavan, Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami, all these Goswamis, the great saints, when they established the temples and the deities, then there was a very tyrant, demoniac emperor, Mughal emperor, that came to rule about 50 kilometers from Vrindavan, place called Agra. he was ruling from there and from Delhi. I don't know why, what reason, he started to destroy these temples. And he started to attack devotees. He started to kill our devotees all over, not only in Vrindavan, all over. Because of this situation, the kings in Rajasthan, they came forward to help, to protect whatever they could. So the main deity of the Goswamis, they were taken from Vrindavan to Rajasthan. That's why today, if you go to Vrindavan, you visit Radha Govinda Dev temple, you can see it has been destroyed halfway. It was such a beautiful architecture, beautiful temple made by very saintly devotees there. That king from Agra, he was so envious that he sent his people to destroy. They couldn't completely destroy the temple because it was made very solidly by red stone. So, but they took the deities to Rajasthan. Today this deity, the original deity of the Goswami, Radha Govinda Dev, is worshipped in Jaipur. Jaipur is in Rajasthan, the capital of Rajasthan is called Pink City. So, and then you have other deities also. Radha Madan Mohan Sanatan Goswami deity is taken to Karoli, one holy place called Karoli. So this place, this deity were taken by kings, saintly kings. So the king would take the deity from Vrindavan during this very difficult time. His name is Jai Singh. And something very interesting happened there also. Because that time the whole India, North India was covered by Ramanandis, followers of Ramanujacharya. They have this big tilak like V and Lakshmi Devi in the middle, the red. So they were mostly followers of Ramanujacharya. So in every kingdom you have the brahmanas, the devotees who are well taken care by the king, and then they do the prayers, they do the yajnas, the sacrifices, etc. Similarly, this king also, Jai Singh, he was living his life in the middle of these all devotees and priests from the Ramananda Sampradaya. Then comes Govinda Dev from Vrindavan and other deities, Gopinath also. So the king, when the Lord came from Vrindavan a few centuries ago, 4-5 centuries ago, when the Govinda Dev, Jai Singh became very attached to Radha Govinda. And he had his Singhasan in such a position that he can regularly take darshan of Govinda Dev. So there was something happened there during this time. The king was very good devotee. He manifested his love openly for Radha Govinda ji. But then when Lord came from Vrindavan, Govinda Dev, of course the Gaudiya Pujaris also came. The devotees from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaudiya Vaishnavism, they came to serve the deity. And because the king was so attached to Govinda Dev, and of course these pujaris from Vrindavan who came with the deity, the Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees and the priests became very dear to the king. When the king started to love the deity and the devotees from Vrindavan, then the Ramananda devotees became not happy about that. They were very disturbed. So one day, they openly challenged the devotees of Gaudiya Vaishnava. They openly challenged them that how authentic is your devotion, whatever you're following, where does it come from, where is define your disciplic succession, and do you have a commentary on the Vedanta, because several acharyas that came, they gave their commentary on Vedanta. Like Shankaracharya, he came, he gave his commentary on Vedanta that is known as Shankara Bhashya, and that is widespread in all over India. Then Ramanujacharya came, he also gave. But then when these devotees of Gaudiya Vaishnavism was challenged, then nobody could reply, nobody can come forward and give answers. So that news spread all over until it reached one great devotee called Baladev Vidyabhushan. So Baladev Vidyabhushan, he was studying at that time in South India, a holy place called Melkote. Melkote is a place, if today even if you go, is like another Varanasi or another Navadvip, where a lot of Sanskrit teaching goes on, teaching of the Vedas, teaching of all the scriptures. So Baladev Vidyabhushan, he was also connected to Madhva Sampradaya, and he was very well versed. So he came to Jaipur to help the devotees of Gaudiya Vaishnava. So when he arrived there, he went to the court of the king, Jai Singh. King was very favorable. He was very great devotee of Govinda Dev. His heart was melted out. But he had to give answers to these Ramanandi Sampradaya devotees to make sure that they won't in future say things to challenge our devotion, our bhakti for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his teachings. So then he came in the court, Baladev Vidyabhushan, and he said very clearly, within so many days, within 1 week, I will present commentary on the Vedanta. So the other very scholarly Ramanandi Sampradaya devotees, they were laughing. They said, how can in so short time you can present this commentary on Vedanta? But he promised, he said, I will come, I will present to you. So then when he went, his Lord Govinda Dev appeared in his dreams and helped him, gave him full Shakti, full energy. Then within a short time, Baladev Vidyabhushan, he presented the commentary on Vedanta called Govinda Bhashya. So then when he came in the court of all these devotees of other sampradaya, and they were shocked. They couldn't believe that this could happen. And then they had to remain quiet. And from then, the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, although there was no doubt, because it comes from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj give it very clear philosophical translations and his purports, very clear about Chaitanya. But still, this king needed proper our Siddhanta, our philosophy to be presented. So that's why you see Bhagavad Gita, there is one page, the whole page is blank. Only there is a few lines here. Prabhupada has dedicated this whole page of Srimad Bhagavad Gita to Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, who presented so nicely the Govinda Bhashya commentary on Vedanta philosophy. Did you notice that in the past? You can see that. So this is where Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan came to make everything very clear to all the other sampradayas, that our teachings of Lord Chaitanya, of the Goswamis, are very authentic, and they are very much coming from the very bona fide and genuine source. There's no question of sentimental or Appa Sampradaya or Aula Baulas that after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left after some time, They just manifested everywhere, chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Husband and wife wearing saffron robes, all kinds of tilaks, and sahajas. So we must be careful also that we practice our Krishna consciousness very well through the guidance of very good devotees who are well situated in this Prabhupada's ISKCON society, our spiritual masters, and work very hard to understand when they're giving classes, when they are trying to help us to understand the purpose of Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, we might end up becoming another sahaja, or doing all kinds of nonsense and still carrying on with our devotion, and or deviate from the path of Srila Prabhupada's teachings, or have our own concoction. We become devotee, but we will flow in our own way. Many things happen during this movement evolution since it started when Prabhupada went to the verse established in 1966. A lot of things happened. When Prabhupada was present itself, a few of his disciples, they went and they thought they could do a better job, or they can become like Prabhupada, and they started some kinds of following and collect followers. A few did that. But why the movement is still going on very strong? Because there is a good number of devotees that took to Prabhupada's instruction to heart, and they understood, and then they formed this GBC, Governing Body Commission, and they try to rule and administrate also, as mentioned in these purports about rulers, kings. One time when I was in Vrindavan for a couple of years, there was so much going on. People reading Prabhupada books, but they're getting more confused. Or they're studying Sanskrit and they're trying to find faults in the Prabhupada's books. And they're challenging also. Some years there was different kind of deviation was happening. I was a bit confused also. I was thinking, this is Bhagavatam, everything is clear, given by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada has used so simple language. Why so many learned people are becoming confused? And they can't just stick to Prabhupada's, respect him, honor him and his disciples and follow and not deviate. I was thinking why this is happening. Must be careful how we try to approach these translations and the purports given by Srila Prabhupada. The day we grab Bhagavatam, we must be Shushukam. The day we grab Bhagavatam, we develop Vairagya Bhav. The day we grab Bhagavatam, we start to never think to go back in this material world to taste all these sense pleasures which is temporary and which is only simply cause misery to us. So this is a secret. How we trying to understand this purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam. Is Srimad Bhagavatam will purify us and will bring our divinityness, our devotion out. Not only that, it will help us to grow and lifelong and appreciate our appreciation for what Srila Prabhupada has given us. It will grow and grow and grow. Otherwise, as in Hindi we say, Dhobi ka gadha, na ghar ka na ghat ka. Sorry to say that. You know the washerman that goes and takes his donkey. So he takes it to the riverside to wash all his clothes. Those days there was no washing machine, that you wash your clothes in washing machine. The dhobi used to collect all the clothes from the residential areas, and used to go whole day do the washing. So, the donkey, he doesn't, when he goes to the riverside, he just left to graze open air. He not given proper treatment. And when he comes home, same story. He's given the very harsh treatment. He just left in the house yard like that, no problem. But he works very hard. So he doesn't belong for the bank of the river, neither for the home. He just like that. So Srimad Bhagavatam, if he really wants to understand very well and try to understand the purport given by Srila Prabhupada, then our taste and our appreciation will grow and grow and grow. And any time we will grab Bhagavatam, we'll feel ecstasy. So in this verse on the purport of Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, text number 1, Prabhupada has quoted especially because 7th chapter opens the section of devotion of Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Yoga. Prabhupada has quoted these verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, chapter 2, text 17 to 21. Sridvatam swakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridayantasto hiyabadrani vidunoti surit satam nasta praeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nastiki tadarajastamo bhava kamalobhadayaschaye chitayatayeranavidham sitam sadve prasiddhati evam prasana manaso bhagavad bhakti yogatah bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate vidyate hridaya granthis chidhyante sarva samshaya kshiyante chasya karmani drista evat manishware. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies a devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge as he hears more about Krishna from Bhagavatam and from the devotees. He becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lust and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once at the stage of Shamshayam Samagram, understanding the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead. This is what we must not miss in our life. The message that Prabhupada has left for us, that this purpose is meant to destroy all our anarthas and bring us to a Brahmastiti. Esha Brahmastiti, the last verse of Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. It brings us to this stage where Lord Krishna concludes this 18th chapter. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakte labhate param. That this is a stage you attain after going through Krishna consciousness for 10 years or 22 years, 20 years or 30 years or 40 years. Not like after practicing Krishna consciousness for 1 decade or decade, we become more affected by all kinds of confusion, criticism. We are going around, we are puring, finding faults, but we are diseased. So we must carefully study this Bhagavatam. This is very important. If you carefully study the Bhagavatam, every time you open the Bhagavatam, you find so much happiness, so much pleasure. This is our shelter. This is our ashray. This is our main place where we will get all kinds of peace and happiness. So this is what I try to transfer. For me, I feel sorry and I feel painful also. If see devotees who have been speaking on Bhagavatam, studying Bhagavatam, and then he come to a situation where he is confused, and now he get doubts. He doubts our Prabhupada's teachings. He doubts our ISKCON society. He has so many things to say about bad things. So what he has understood? He has not understood the Srimad Bhagavatam. So one must be very cautious how he sit down after he's doing all his sadhana, chanting and everything, some service, intense service, then he sit down, he finds so much pleasure in Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Raise your hands nicely because I know you're tired, but Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Please don't ask me questions though. Sorry. This was more helpful to me.